When watching the Harry Potter movies, you have to respect how much effort was put into every single shot and every single scene. There are many different scenes that we can see throughout the entirety of the movie franchise. However, in my opinion, there are many scenes that are remarkably better than others. In today's video, we are going to go over 8 of the Harry Potter movie moments you have to see twice. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and let us know that you have subscribed by commenting down below saying I subscribed to be within the chance of a shout out at the end of the month.
And now is the time to declare yourself.
Number 1. The chess game from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Alright, Harry, you take the empty bishop square. Hermione, you'll be the queenside castle. As for me, I'll be a knight.
From the moment the trio, Harry, Hermione and Ron, jumped down the trap door during an attack from a three-headed dog, things begin to get a little more intense. One of the numerous obstacles that the group is faced with upon entering the forbidden area is a rather large chessboard.
It's a chessboard.
Which came to each of their own surprise. The trio had to play a game of wizard chess in order to pass the white chess players. However, things are not so simple. Their lives were at stake, making it even more tense and thrilling for viewers to watch. Throughout the course of the scene, a number of opposing pieces are reduced into nothing more than rubble. Near to the end of the game, Ron sacrifices himself to the queen piece in order for Harry to deliver the final blow, the checkmate, to the king piece, to which he eventually does with the help of Hermione, of course. This is the first of the numerous acts of bravery that we see from Ron, and it has come to a massive shock to the viewers, as he is generally known to be a coward who rarely ever puts himself in any kind of danger. Thankfully though, he did do this during the scene. He stepped up and it made Harry win the game.
Checkmate!
Number 2. The fight with the basilisk in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Throughout the entirety of this movie, the protagonist Harry Potter is troubled with an anonymous voice in his head, which only he is able to hear, and this is down to the fact that he can speak Parseltongue, the language of snakes. At the climax of the film's conflict, it is revealed to us as the viewers and also the characters in the movie that the voices that Harry is hearing is from the basilisk, the giant python snake, who is hidden inside the Chamber of Secrets. It is also revealed to us that the basilisk is being held within the chamber as a result of the fact that anybody who makes eye contact with the python will perish. In another scene, Harry locates a diary written and belonging to the teenage Tom Riddle, later known as being Voldemort, which includes a flashback from many years ago, which consists of Tom Riddle falsely accusing Hagrid of having opened the Chamber of Secrets while he was a student at Hogwarts as well. It is later learned that Ginny Weasley, Ron Weasley's sister, was lured into the chamber, and as a result the trio tried to convince Lockhart to enter the chamber to save her as a result of the great knowledge and skill he boasted about, but it was made known to them that he was in fact a fraud. The trio finally learn how to enter the chamber, and once they do, Harry finds an unconscious Ginny being watched over by Tom Riddle, with much to his surprise. After this, Harry comes to a realization that Riddle is in fact Voldemort. This then leads Harry to expressing his support for Dumbledore, which leads to the summoning of Fawkes, Dumbledore's bird, along with the Sorting Hat, and this makes Riddle very anxious, so he summoned the basilisk.
But it can still hear you.
Throughout the conflict, Fawkes managed to actually blind the snake so that Harry can look at the monster without the fear of death. Eventually, the sword of Gryffindor reveals itself within the Sorting Hat, which Harry then wields as his weapon to slay the basilisk. At the very end of the scene, Harry is able to bring an end to Riddle's schemes and saves Ginny. A fitting end to such an intense scene, filled with conflict and feelings, something that will likely keep you glued to the screen. Number 3. The Time Turner sequence from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
What just happened? Where's Ron?
7:30.
Where were we at 7:30?
Within the sequences leading up to this scene and the events it consists of, Hermione Granger receives a time turner from Professor McGonagall in order to allow her to attend more classes than time would regularly allow her to. This, of course, came with a term. She had to keep her ownership of the turner a secret. It wasn't until the end of the academic year that Hermione finally broke the rule and told her friends Harry and Ron about the time turner, and she was able to use this time turner to save Sirius Black and Buckbeak. This is achieved by both Harry and Hermione looking over events of the past with the time turner until they are able to save Buckbeak from execution and free Sirius Black from his cell in Azkaban prior to the death sentence being completed. Number 4. The battle between the Department of Mysteries and Harry Potter during Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Now listen to me. I want you to take the others and get out of here. What? No, I'm staying with you.
Within the course of this scene, Lord Voldemort was able to lure Harry and many of his wizarding friends into the Department of Mysteries in order to obtain the prophecy concerning the potential defeat of him. Once the 6 friends entered the department, they were all confronted with a group of Death Eaters and were surprisingly able to fend off the evil until the Order of the Phoenix arrived to assist them. Throughout the commotion, the prophecy was destroyed and the Minister of Magic laid their eyes upon Lord Voldemort, confirming Harry's claims that he actually was back. Sadly, this scene would mark the end of Sirius Black as he was struck with a string of dark magic at the hands of his own cousin, Bellatrix Lestrange. But not for nothing, as it allowed for the defeat and the capture of the Death Eaters, such an epic and tragic scene surely one can't look away from. Number 5. Gringotts Bank break-in during Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This exciting scene consists of a number of things ranging from magical vaults all the way to dragons. The trio, Harry, Hermione and Ron, find themselves in Gringotts Bank in order to steal the Horcrux from the Lestrange vault, to which they succeed. The 3 of them were assisted by a former Gringotts employee named Griphook in exchange for Godric Gryffindor's sword. However, he eventually managed to cross them. How did the trio not see this coming? That's down to anyone's judgment. Hermione was able to enter the bank and eventually the Lestrange vault by disguising herself as Bellatrix Lestrange, and Ron had supplied himself with a fake ID and disguise in order to get himself into the bank alongside, whilst Harry and the sneaky Griphook snuck in under a cloak of invisibility. Their escape quickly became one of the most exciting scenes in all of the franchise, an excellent way to compel us into the rest of the movie, as they had been able to avoid a rather large horde of angry goblins and Gringotts on the bank of the half-blind dragon. This scene is certainly deserving of a spot on this list. Number 6. The Battle for Hogwarts during Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Despite the fact that this is essentially a whole movie, there are still too many exciting scenes to choose from. For example, the scene in which Professor McGonagall took the focus of the Death Eaters away from the Hogwarts students and herself, leading to an epic battle between herself and a slew of evil, which she came out on top of. Another example could be Molly Weasley, a very underrated character in the series, taking down the ever so evil Bellatrix Lestrange in the mindset of battle surrounded by fire. In the very end scene of this entire film was the fight between Harry and the Dark Lord Voldemort, in which so much emotion was conveyed, with the visible determination, anger and upset on Harry's fate as he fought and avenged his parents and to save the wizarding world from Voldemort's great evil. This scene is a great mix of tension, conflict and emotion, enough to make the whole movie. Number 7. The Quidditch World Cup during Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Right off the bat, this scene is intense, with the prevalent feeling of competition and the apparent rivalry between each of the teams making the game feel more intense. Not only was there some excellent Quidditch playing throughout this scene, but there was also a riot caused by an attack on the stadium led by a band of Death Eaters who, much to the disappointment of the fans watching, interrupted the final match. The Band of Evil had been able to essentially torture many Muggles before Barty Crouch Jr. had set off a dark mark into the sky, scattering the group and allowing the riot to flow throughout the stadium and cause chaos. Whilst this scene is a little crude and somewhat dark, it was a thrilling and extremely exciting one, well worth the time it takes to watch. Number 8. The final conversation Harry and Dumbledore share during Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
A part of Voldemort sent here to die.
Coming in at the final stop in today's list is probably one of the most emotional scenes throughout the entire series, and definitely in this entire list. Throughout this rather short scene, Harry Potter and Albus Dumbledore share one of their final conversations in which they reminisce over the past and recent events involving the boy. Albus provides some wisdom to the boy, most likely down to the feeling of responsibility and care he had for him even in death, allowing his perspective on life and the things that he had done to change and alter Harry for the better. This scene in the film really was able to stray true to the original writings of the book and was able to do an even better job at capturing the emotion. To put it simply, this scene was perfect. A great send-off to Albus Dumbledore and the good insights to the events of the series. This scene is short but it's definitely sweet, and it has captured the hearts of many Harry Potter fans. This is not something you want to miss out on.
Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living.
Well, there we have it, the end of the video. 8 Harry Potter scenes you need to see twice. And I would definitely recommend you watch the movies again. Even though I have shown the scenes throughout this video, I would recommend that you watch the movies to get the full insight on all of these scenes that you just have to watch more than once. You just have to, guys. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, share our videos and this video with your Harry Potter friends or just someone that you want to share it with, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.